Your brain is in control. 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 Information of impulse. Through nerves they are traveling. Remembering from memory. You've made past mistakes. Health decisions you make. You use your history. Remembering from memory. Remembering from memory. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Cerebrum most activities, mental thinking and learning. And cerebellum has muscle balance, brainstem controls the heart. Cerebrum most activities, mental thinking and learning. And cerebellum has muscle balance, brainstem controls the heart. Your brain is in control. Information of impulse. Through nerves they are traveling. Remembering from memory. You've made past mistakes. Health decisions you make. You use your history. Remembering from memory. Remembering from memory. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Outer layer of the cerebrum, cerebral cortex. Sensory association, motor areas. Let's start with sensory. Get info from your eyes and sound surrounding you. And then there is the association areas. Analyze for decisions in motor areas. Send orders, actions to muscles and the glands. Your brain is in control. Information of impulse. Through nerves they are traveling. Remembering from memory. You've made past mistakes. Health decisions you make. You use your history. Remembering from memory. Remembering from memory.
Lesson 8. Skeletal system and nervous system. We know that a group of organs that work together to perform a particular function for the body is called an organ system. In previous classes, we have learnt the functions of various organ systems. Let's make a quick revision of them. Skeletal system. The framework of bones that gives shape, support and strength to our body is called skeletal system. An adult human skeleton has 206 bones of different shapes and sizes. For example, the leg and arm bones are long while chest bones are thin and rounded. At birth, a child has more bones, but with growth, some of them are joined together. From outside, bones are hard and tough, but inside, they are soft and spongy. The bones contain a jelly-like material known as bone marrow. The main parts of human skeleton are skull, backbone, rib cage, and 2 pairs of limbs. These limbs are attached to 2 pairs of girdles, shoulder girdle and hip girdle. Skull. The skull of an adult human being has 22 bones. It contains holes for eyes, ears, nose and mouth. The upper portion of the skull is made up of 8 flat bones which protect our brain. The face and jaw contain 14 bones. All bones in the skull are fixed except the bones in the lower jaw that can move. It enables us to eat and speak. Rib cage. Ribs are thin and curved bones. They make a cage around our chest. This cage of bone is known as rib cage. It protects our heart and lungs. There are 12 pairs of ribs in the rib cage. A long bone at the center of chest, called sternum, holds the ribs at the front. The ribs are also attached to the backbone. The last 2 pairs of ribs are free and joined only to the backbone, not to the sternum. They are called floating ribs. Backbone. The skull is attached to the backbone, which forms the main axis of skeleton. Our backbone is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae. The vertebrae join together to form a strong column called the spine or vertebral column. It is flexible and protects the delicate spinal cord. The joints of vertebrae allow slight movements. Due to this, we can move our backbone forward and backward. Each vertebra has a hole through which the delicate spinal cord passes. Limbs. Our skeleton has two pairs of limbs, forelimbs or arms and hind limbs or legs. The bones of forelimb are attached to the shoulder girdle or pectoral girdle. The upper arm has one long bone called the humerus, while the lower arm has two small bones called radius and ulna. The wrist and fingers have several small bones. The bones of hind limb are attached to the hip girdle, pelvic girdle. The upper bone of leg is called femur or thigh bone. It is the largest bone in our body. The lower bones of leg are tibia and fibula. Nearly half of all our bones are in hands, wrists, feet and ankles. The forelimbs are used for doing different tasks such as writing, lifting and pulling the objects. The hind limbs are used for walking and running. Function of the skeletal system. Functions of the skeletal system are as follows. It gives shape and support to the body. It protects the delicate internal organs like brain, spinal cord, heart and lungs. It helps to move our body with the help of muscles. Bone marrow helps in formation of red blood cells. Joints. The place where two bones meet is called a joint. The bones are joined together by strong tissues called ligaments. Joints may be movable, that can move freely, or immovable, that do not allow any movement between the bones. All the joints except in skull are movable. The bones of skull do not allow any movement because they are interlocked, making the joints immovable. Movable joints are of following four kinds. Ball and socket joint. This type of joint is found in the hips and shoulders. This joint is formed when round end of one bone fits into the hole or socket of another bone. It allows movements in all directions. For example, we can swing our arms almost in all directions. Hinge joints. These joints are like the hinges of a door. They allow movement of the bones in one direction, that is either up or down. These joints are found in our elbows, fingers, knees and toes. Pivot joint. This joint is found in neck. The skull is connected to uppermost vertebra of spine called atlas with pivot joint. This joint helps us to move our head upwards, downwards and sideways. Gliding joint. This type of joint is found in the wrists, ankles and between any two vertebrae of the backbone. It allows the bones to slide against each other. Muscles. The bone cannot move without muscles. Muscles are made up of tough, elastic tissues. They are attached to the bones by strong fibers called tendons. There are about 650 muscles in our body, and each does a particular function. Muscles make 40% weight of our body. Muscles work by pulling the bones. They cannot push the bones, so at least two separate muscles are required to move a bone. For example, two muscles called biceps and triceps move our arm up and down. They work in pairs by repeated contraction and relaxation. When you pull your lower arm, the biceps contract and the triceps relax. When you straighten your lower arm, the triceps contract and biceps relax. Types of muscles. Our body has three types of muscles. Voluntary muscles. The muscles that are under our control are called voluntary muscles. Muscles in our arms and legs are examples of voluntary muscles. Involuntary muscles. The muscles that work but are not under our control are called involuntary muscles. They work automatically. Muscles in our stomach and intestine are involuntary muscles. Cardiac muscles. These muscles are a type of involuntary muscles found in the walls of heart. They are also not under our control. They make our heart to beat. Unlike other types of muscles, the cardiac muscles work throughout our life and never get tired. Nervous system. Nervous system is one of the most important systems of our body. It controls all other body systems and sense organs. All the activities like walking, laughing, thinking and weeping are controlled by the nervous system. Nerves, spinal cord and brain are three main parts of the nervous system. Brain. The brain is like a master computer and controls all the activities of our body. The human brain is grayish-pink in color and looks like a walnut. It has many folds on its surface. It is situated at the top of the spinal cord. The brain is very delicate. Brain is surrounded by a bony box, cranium, inside the skull. The skull protects it from shocks and jerks. Brain is also protected by a fluid called cerebrospinal fluid present between the membranes called meninges. Cerebrum. It is the largest part of the brain. It has many folds and grooves. It helps us to remember things, understand meanings, and solve problems. Thus, it is called the center of intelligence. It also controls our sense organs. Cerebellum. It is a small egg-shaped part and lies below the cerebrum at the back of the head. It controls our muscle activities and helps us balance our body during movement. Medulla oblongata or brain stem. It is the lower portion of the brain. It joins brain to the spinal cord. Involuntary actions like heartbeat, breathing and sneezing are controlled by it. It is active even when we sleep. Nerves. Nerves are made up of special cells called neurons or nerve cells. Each neuron has two main parts, cyton and axon. Axon are also called nerve fibers. Each nerve is composed of a bundle of fibers. There may be thousands of fibers in a single nerve. Our body has a network of nerves to carry messages from the brain to other parts of the body. Nerves are of following three types. Sensory nerves. These nerves carry messages from the sense organs, eyes, nose, tongue, ears and skin to the brain and the spinal cord. Motor nerves. These nerves carry messages from the brain or the spinal cord to the different parts, muscles or glands of the body. Mixed nerves. These nerves carry messages to the brain as well as bring orders from the brain.
Spinal cord. It is a bunch of nerves that connects the brain with all the body parts. It starts from the back portion of the brain and continues down to the lower end of our backbone. It is protected by the vertebral column.
Reflex action. A reflex action is an automatic reaction of the body to a stimulation. The reflex action allows fast reaction. These types of actions are not controlled by the brain. They are controlled by the spinal cord. When we touch something hot, the sensory nerves in the finger carry a message of pain from the skin to the spinal cord.
Sense organs. The organs which connect us to the outside world are called sense organs. Eyes, nose, tongue, ears, and skin are 5 sense organs. They help us to see, smell, hear, taste, and touch.
Eyes. Eyes are the sense organs of sight. We see various things with the help of eyes. Our eyes are very sensitive. Eyes are like round balls and are fitted into the sockets of the skull. Eyebrows and eyelashes protect our eyes from sweat and dirt. The front part of the eye is protected by a transparent covering called cornea. The colored part of the eye is the iris. The black spot in the center of the iris is the pupil. Light enters the eyes through pupil. The iris controls the size of pupil. It makes it larger or smaller to allow the right amount of light to enter. Behind the pupil is the lens, which forms the image of the object that you see on a screen called the retina. The nerve cells in retina send messages to the brain through optic nerves. The brain reads the messages and enables us to see the object. Care of eyes. Wash your eyes daily with clean water. Do not read in very dim light and in a moving vehicle. It strains your eyes. Do not watch TV or play computer games for a long time. Never rub your eyes with dirty hands or handkerchief. It may cause infection. Nose. It helps us smell various things. We breathe through our nose. Inside the nose, there are nerve endings which are sensitive to smell. The messages are sent to the brain by the nerves. Our brain tells us about smell. The senses of smell and taste are interlinked. The food does not taste good if the nose is blocked. Care of nose. Keep your nostrils clean by blowing it gently. Do not use your finger to clean the nose. Ears. We have 2 ears, one on the either side of the head. These are the sense organs of hearing. We are able to hear various sounds with the help of our ears only. They also help us to maintain our balance. The part of ear we see is the outer ear. It is like a funnel and collects sound waves and passes them to the eardrum. The eardrum starts vibrating like skin of tabla when struck with sound waves. These vibrations pass into inner ear where nerve cells are present which send signals to the brain. Care of ears. Never put any pointed object in your ears. Clean your ears with an earbud. Do not listen to a very loud noise or music.
Tongue. Tongue is the sense organ of taste. We can taste various food with the help of our tongue. There are 4 kinds of taste buds in different areas of tongue. They help us to taste sweet, sour, salty and bitter food items.
Care of tongue. Clean your tongue daily with a tongue cleaner and clean water. Skin. Skin is the sense organ of touch. It covers the entire surface of our body and protects it against injuries and germs. It has nerve endings that help us feel heat, cold and pain. Care of skin. Bathe daily with clean water and soap to clean dirt and dust. Wear clean clothes. Apply antiseptic cream to any scratch or wound to prevent infection.